In one of the final scenes of the movie Titanic, we see Jack standing on that famous staircase underneath the great big grandfather clock, which you may have noticed has stopped at 2:20, in order to signify, to symbolise the fact that that was a time in real life when the Titanic sunk. And I thought of that scene, maybe shouldn't have, but I thought of it when on Shavuos, together with Nachi, Chai and Tzivia, we went into Bodenshul. We asked permission beforehand, checked with the relevant authorities. But the thought of Matan Torah, when we remember, we try to recreate the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai, that the shul would be empty, the Sefer Torah locked away in the ark, was too difficult to bear. So just the four of us, we davened there, one family unit. We took the Sefer Torah out and we read from Shemos. We read of the standing in Mount Sinai, the giving of the Torah. But as we turned around, we saw our own version of that stopped clock. Here it was, the information board, the luach that we have in the shul, which tells us the Seder of the week. It had been 11 weeks since we'd been in there. And on the board was the Seder of Kisisa, but also the special parasha of Parah. And I thought those two symbolize a past and a future. And in a book that he wrote for the 125th anniversary of the United Synagogue, the then chief rabbi, Lord Sachs, wrote that for most of human history there have been two axes upon which we have moved as a society. For the first part, it was the axis of history, where we'd come from, shared experiences, and that became a community of fate. But with the birth of monotheism, there became an axis not of history, but of future. Where are we travelling towards? What faith are we going to create for ourselves? What destiny are we going to draw together? And I looked at those two and I realised Kisisa speaks about the counting of the Jewish people after the sin of the golden calf. It looked at our past. We'd come out from Egypt. Everything had been on a high. We'd been through the Reed Sea. We'd stood at Mount Sinai, received the Torah, and then we committed the crime of the golden calf, because of which there was a plague, and many died. And so the Almighty tells Moses to count us, to bind us together with what had happened. But the next one, the special Seder, was that of Parah. Parah details the laws of the red heifer. The laws of the red heifer specifically read in the run-up to Pesach, because each and every one of us had to become ritually pure. Where are we going to? You may have become ritually impure in the past, contact with the dead, but it's time to move forward. It's always read before Pesach because we all had to be in a state of ritual purity to bring the Paschal Lamb. Pesach means to leap over, to go forward. And we have those two of them together on a frozen in time luach in the shul. And I looked at them and I realised that actually the very next day, as a family, we were about to begin our 10th year here in Bowden. We've been here for a complete 9 years. We're starting our 10th year here. And at this point, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for your help, for your friendship, but most importantly of all, for your trust in us, for allowing us to be part and parcel of your lives. But it's not just about what we've done the previous 9 years, which in our example is symbolised by the counting of the people after a tragedy. But it has to be about the future, symbolised in this example by the red heifer, which removes the stain of the impurity and prepares us individually, collectively, as families and as a community to bring the Paschal Lamb. So a pledge from us, and a hope and a prayer and a blessing that, please God, that which has been before us has created a foundation. But now it's about also looking forward. There's strange times to say about looking forward when we're all locked inside. But we have to see beyond the horizon. We have to be able to look forward to a time when actually we will be able to bring that Paschal Lamb, which symbolised the fact that we leap over any of the difficulties that are within our way and we go towards our goal. I wish you all a good Shabbos, and I look forward to making another video as we start our 20th year here in the family of Bowden.